It was at this point that people said that if his work continued like this, Shyamalan's next movie approval would be in the negative percentile.
But in his next film involvement, Shyamalan hit something of a break. Kinda. Keep in mind, after Airbender, pretty much anything would have been a break.
Devil. 5 complete strangers are trapped in a stalled elevator of a skyscraper. While security struggles to get into the elevator, the occupants are slowly killed off by one of them who is secretly the devil.
Shyamalan actually didn't direct this film at all. He just wrote the short story that the movie was based on. He wasn't even the one to adapt it into a screenplay, so this was a very different approach for him, probably in response to all the backlash he was getting, which was probably a good choice. And despite what something like the popular nostalgia critics review will have you think, this movie was actually very mixed in its reviews, and some critics actually really praised it. But it was pretty evenly split, with the overall assessment being, it's alright. But as far as me personally, I really like this film, and of all Shyamalan's film involvements, I think it's my favorite.
I like the characters, I love the suspense, I like the story arc that the detective outside the elevator goes through too, and I love the reveal of the devil and the conclusion it comes to. It's now one of my favorite thrillers of all time. Part of this might be because it's loosely based on the book And There Were None by Agatha Christie, the best-selling mystery novel in the world.
Which I also own. And the play adaptation.
With the elevator occupants, it gives us just enough personality from each of them so that we can tell what kind of person they are, but they appropriately keep it shady and reveal stuff along the way. The DVD special feature shows deleted scenes of the victims before they got in the elevator, and I think cutting them out was a smart idea. Giving it the right balance, and the less you know, makes it easier to keep the mystery up. And unlike the nostalgia critic, I really like the supernatural add-on of it being the devil.
It's true, it might have been better if the title hadn't made it known from the beginning that it was the devil. It might have worked more to make it a slow reveal, but if that hadn't been handled just right, it might have ended up like the completely out of left field reveal of aliens did it in a certain Julianne Moore movie.
But as for it being a supernatural villain as opposed to just a serial killer, it gives more possibilities of what a murderer can do and covers a lot of would-be plot holes in this kind of scenario. Like, how did the killer know each of the victims beforehand? How did they know that they were all going to get into the same elevator? How was he planning to escape after committing the murders? How were they able to kill them so viciously in the dark without seeing? How were they able to account for stuff outside of the elevator going wrong? To quote the nostalgia critic himself,
"It's the devil!"
And just like the book, the movie's twist is not really a twist, or rather, it's a twist in that it's not a twist. You're told the killer is one of the trapped people, and the killer is one of the trapped people. And personally, when I saw this, it reaffirmed the idea in my mind that Shyamalan has great ideas, they just need to be executed right. Once or twice, I think some of his camera shots might have helped, but only just a little bit. The cinematography is often singled out as good, though some have commented on it being only adequate, not fully using its potential in the claustrophobic settings. But even then, it's not bad. Many people remark that Shyamalan not doing the directing or the screenplay made all the difference for the better.
But as I said, not everyone saw it that way. It was a success at the box office, and even the consensus on Rotten Tomatoes makes a point of saying it's better than his previous few movies. And as much as I love it, one can't ignore the fact that, much in the same way that Unbreakable wasn't seen as good following The Sixth Sense, it's possible Devil wasn't seen as bad following his last 3 movies. But even at its best reviews, it would take a lot for people to get over the Airbender fiasco. But yeah, this one's still my favorite.